Hello, my name is Caesar, and today I will be discussing my observations of the heart rate lab and my overall objectives, how I achieved my objectives, and how I feel about what went on. So let's start with my objective. So my objective was to conceptualize an investigation which would allow me to see and observe the correlation between heart rate and exercise. This is important to the AP Bio course because basically biology is life, and without the heart, we wouldn't be living. The heart gives us oxygen and nutrients in our blood, which allows us to live and exist. So basically, understanding the different factors that affect our heart allows us to have a better understanding of life in a more indirect correlation. And also, this is important to me because understanding heart rate enough and how it's affected by exercise would allow me to have a new tool that I could use for my research project, because it would give me a new form of evidence showing how exercise affected my body. Since I could be like, look, my heart rate has changed because of this, and this. This is why it's important, and I have new evidence that I could bring to the table. Um, Overall, I um, this affects my future goals because the AP, through our investigation, we gathered data, and we had to analyze that data, which gave me practice for the AP exam, because a huge portion of the AP biology exam is data analysis. So then, understanding how to interpret data and all that is really important for my AP biology class if I want to pass the course and test. And I know I have achieved the objectives because of the simple reason that I was able to write up a report discussing my observations, and my peer Yeleth and myself graded the report and both scored it an A, when comparing it to a set of guidelines, a rubric basically. Um, so yeah, so through my data, um, well, so the way I created the investigation was that we would have the before workout, after workout, and after rest, and then and after those three activities, after each individual activity, we would measure our heart rate, and then the exercise that my team decided to do is HIIT, a 10-minute routine. So then basically, from the very start, I had a really low heart rate compared to my peers. I started at 34, Damar started at 49, and then like Diana had 37. So there was like, you could see there's like a kind of difference. After the workout, Damar's went up to 104. Mine stayed at, Diana went to 80, and mine went up to 75. And then after the rest, Damar's was at 60, Diana was at 55, and I was at 49. And the way I discussed my data in my lab report was just creating charts, basically demonstrating data, making it more visually aesthetic, but it's basically the same thing. So then basically through that data, what I can observe is that I consistently have a lower heart rate. And the reason for that was because when I was doing my investigation, I discovered that heart rate, well, the heart is a muscle, basically. And the more you exercise and the more you work out any muscle, the better and more efficient it's going to get at its job. Meaning that I could ultimately have a really good heart in terms of how much it pumps per beat. So then I would need less beats per minute, because each beat is pumping a lot compared to like another person. So like, let's say I could pump with one pump, I could pump what another person pumps in like 10 pumps. I know that might be like a little tongue twister, but yeah. So through my data, I am able to observe that consistently have a lower heart rate, and the reason for that is my heart has been working out, you could say, because I have ran 2 marathons. See like the little medal right there, and that's my second marathon medal. So I have ran 2 marathons, and basically compared to Diana and Damaris, you could easily see, oh, okay, so there's a difference between how fit they are. And fit is a very loose term. I don't think that I'm more fit than Diana or Damaris, like, at all. It's just a matter of like how much my heart has been working and preparing for it. So, um, yeah. And you could also notice like physical attributes during our workout. Damaris and Diana got more red, you could say. We all got red, of course, and we were all sweaty, but like Damaris and Diana were like more red, more heated, you could say. Um, and yeah, I was able to observe that simple correlation between heart rate and heartbeat. I mean, heart rate and exercise. How exercise kind of demonstrates how fit a person. No, how heart rate. How the way that heart rate is affected by exercise demonstrates how fit that person is, and also how heart exercise usually ends up in the person doubling in their heart rate, and that's mostly due to the fact that, like I said before, the heart is a muscle and it needs to pump and it needs to like work harder when you're exercising, because it needs to pump out that blood, and that blood needs to get all the way through your body, all the nutrients. So, because now you're working double as hard, so now it's double the pumping. Um, and yeah, this was a very effective lab because now I have a new tool which I could use for my research project. Now I could simply go out and use heart rate as a way to measure how exercise is affecting my body, and now I have BMI measurements, weight, um, eating habits, and heart rate. So my data is going to be more efficient, you could say, and more effective in demonstrating progress. Um, so yeah, it was a really fun lab. I really enjoyed working out during AP Bio. It was, I don't know, refreshing to finish HIIT. Um, I haven't really done hardcore HIIT like Damaris does, and it was super killer. But I really enjoyed it afterwards because I was like, I accomplished something, I did something, I finished it. And it was really fun overall. I really liked it. And also when writing the report, I liked investigating about the heart because I've ran 2 marathons, like I said before, but I never really investigated how that affected my body. Like, I noticed that I've gotten like thinner and everything, but I never really saw how that affected my heart and my breathing. Because now that I think about it, when I started running the marathon, my first year, I would be like everything. Like I could like I was literally dying when I was like barely running a mile, but now I could go up to like 13 miles without heavy breathing or maintaining a stable breath. My face doesn't get as red as it used to. I sweat less, and I'm actually able to talk when running. I know it's not a really good thing because it affects my body, but it's something that I wasn't able to do before because like the really good runners on the team would be able to like talk and talk and talk, and like I would you would hear like footsteps and like them talking, you footsteps and then talking and footsteps and then talking, and it's like you could see who has experience running because they have that like potential and capability to like talk and run at the same time, which is, like I said before, a demonstration of a healthy and fit heart. So yeah, I really enjoyed this lab, and I hope that you enjoyed watching my reflection. Um, and there's gonna be more to come, of course. So thank you, and have a nice day.